All right, so this morning as we walk through creating digital marketing materials in Command, please interrupt me with any questions that you have. This training is for you, so I want to make sure that you walk away feeling a lot more comfortable and excited to be able to use the Designs applet and create some digital marketing materials. So here I am at my Command home screen. To get started, I'm going to go to the Designs applet, which is the third icon from the left, or from the bottom on the far left. And I'm going to click on that. And this is going to take you to your Designs homepage. And this, what you see here, are a bunch of designs that I have previously created. So this is going to be really helpful. So in the future, when you create a design, today, you can go back and you can easily access it. You can update it, maybe for a new listing or a new just sold, or just find it pretty easily. So to start creating a marketing material, let's click on Create Design up here in the top right-hand corner. And then we're going to get this pop-up window with 4 different types of designs: email, social, print, and video. Today, we're going to select social. In Command, social is kind of almost synonymous with digital. So just go ahead and click social and then continue. You'll see this little checkbox here of import photos and text from a listing. If you are going to be creating a piece of marketing material for a listing, you can check this. Even if you don't check it, you can still pull in that same listing information just a little bit later in the process. So select social, then continue. And this is going to take you into the Designs editor. You'll see here along the left-hand side, we have a menu of a ton of different options full of templates. And these are templates that KWRI have already gone through, set up, and created. So all you have to do is update your name, maybe a couple images, and you're good to go. And you have a professional looking piece of marketing material ready to go. However, before we go through all of the templates, I want to kind of talk through the information here at the top, our different options. I'm going to start over here on the right with assets. So I'm going to click on assets. And it's important you come to assets before you start to get too heavily involved in designs, because by going here to assets and updating the information, you're going to be able to save yourself a lot of time with having to upload maybe a headshot or a logo or various pieces of text and information that you want to use on all of your different pieces of marketing material. So here in assets, we're going to click on the first one is colors and fonts, and you can go ahead and set up a color palette. So here's one that's already been set up for me, but let's say I have very specific colors that I want to use in addition to the KWRI red and black. I want to use a handful of other colors that are my personal branded Nicholas Core real estate colors. But every single time I create a new marketing material, I don't want to have to go in and type in the hex code or try to find it on the little image or the color wheel. So I'm going to click Add Color Palette. And I'm going to give this a name. So I'm going to click on the 3 dots in the bottom left-hand corner and click Rename. And I'm just going to name this Training 6.6. And now I have the option to add 6 different colors here. So I'm going to click on the plus sign. And you'll see here I have the all the different colors here, so I can drag it along and find the color that I want. So I really like this blue color, and then I can just kind of drag it within the square to find the specific color blue that I want. Once you find the color that you like, you can just click enter, and it will add that here to our color palette. I'm going to add another color, but rather than dragging the circle around here up on the colors, we have these 3 boxes here at the bottom, and it's going to default to RGB, but there's this little ticker up and down right here that you can click through, and it gives you the ability to type in different pieces of information. So hex code is probably going to be your most common code to find the specific color that you want. So let's say I want to do KWRI red. So this is going to be CV1032. And then click enter. And now I have that red right there. It's a lot easier than trying to, come over here and then come to this red and trying to find this exact red, this way. I could just, come in here and type in all sorts of color. There's a random purple. Let's add an orange. And then green. And then we'll do a gray. So now I've added my color palette. So when I go into a design, I'll be able to pull up these colors. So that way, every single piece of marketing material, I'm able to add the exact same color, blue or red or purple. Below here, we have fonts. You may have a specific font that you use for your business that is going to be branded to just you. And you want that font consistent across all of your marketing materials, whether you create it for yourself in Command or maybe Canva, or if you work with a closing company or a designer that they make your ads for you, you want that consistency across all of them. So you can add your own fonts here. So we have two different options. We can look through web fonts, and there's a handful of fonts that are already preloaded into designs, or we can upload our own font. So I'm going to click on web fonts. And I can just scroll through this list of fonts that have already been uploaded, and I can easily add with a quick switch of this toggle. I do also have the ability to search here. So if I just find one that I like. All right, let's use Bayon. I want to add that to my command. So I just turn on that toggle and click add. And now I have added this new font to my command. If you have a font that is not included in the web fonts search ability, you can upload one. So you can just click on this upload icon here, and then here are the different file versions that you need to upload or that you can upload to add that font into command. There are tons of free fonts across the web. You can also pay for them. If there's a specific font you want, I recommend just Googling it, and then you'll usually be able to find the file. You can add that here. The next item on our assets is images. And here you can see I've uploaded a couple of different versions of my headshot. If you have different versions, so this one is a little bit more square, this is a rectangular. If you have a headshot that you want to use for luxury listings versus non-luxury listings, if you have one that you want a headshot to use specifically for listings versus maybe event invitations or more lifestyle content, you can upload as many different images as you want here. You can also add folders. So if you wanted to organize them, so you could have your luxury images in one folder, you could have your listing images in another, however you wanted to set up. Go ahead and upload these before you actually start getting into a design work. So that way you can easily add it. It's going to save you a lot of time, and you can add as many as you want. The next in our list is text. So on a piece of marketing material, there's going to be different options for text that you're going to want to include, especially to make sure that the potential marketing material is GREC compliant. So in the event that you were advertising a listing, you're going to want to include the office name and the office phone number in equal or greater size text than your name and phone number. But you also may want to include your website address or your bio or any other pieces of information. You can go ahead and have all of that text pre-written out for you. So all you have to do is click add, and then that way you don't have to type it out every single time. Most of these pieces of text have been added directly from my marketing profile, but I do have the ability to go through and edit. So if I want to edit one here, I can just click on the three dots and click edit. And I do also have the ability to click on new field. And now I can create a whole new text field, and I can just go through here and pick which type of field it is. If it's none of these, I can click other, and I can just name this training 66. Today I am adding a new text field, and then click save. Perfect. So now I have this text field that I can quickly add like that when I'm creating my marketing material. The next item in our list.
Yeah. When you add, and you may be getting to this later, but let's say, for example, when you add your website text, when you add that to your content, is it hot, like where you can just click on it and go directly to your website, or is it just text only?
It is just text only. That's a great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so the next one we have is logos. And here I have gone through and uploaded a bunch of logos that I have. You can see that I have a handful of Keller Williams First Atlanta logos. So you can see I have the all white one with the transparent background. Then I have the First Atlanta ones with the white background. And then I also have my personal business logo uploaded here as well. I would recommend uploading as many versions of the logos as possible. If you do not have the Keller Williams First Atlanta logos, no worries. Let me open up a new tab here, and we can go to rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. Go there, and Scott Hardy has already gone ahead and uploaded an entire zip drive full of every different version of the First Atlanta logos you would likely need. So up in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to roll my mouse over downloads and then click Market Center Logos. And then I can just click here on the First Atlanta logo, or I can come over here and click on this zip link. And it's going to download all the different colors with the different background, white backgrounds, transparent backgrounds, PNG files, JPEG files, I think some other different versions to use in Photoshop and whatnot. So you should be fully taken care of. Once you have those, just upload them here. I would recommend that when you are uploading, if you would like to use a transparent background, it's going to be a .png file. The white background logos are traditionally going to be a .jpeg file. But go ahead and upload all the different logos you may want here. Again, you can add folders to organize them. So if you want a separate folder for First Atlanta versus maybe some that you use for your personal business branding, whichever one you want. The next item we have are elements. And this is really going to be any secondary or tertiary brand imaging that you want to use. You'll notice here I don't have any, but here, it says add stickers, objects, shapes, icons, more. Anything that you will want to include in any of your marketing materials. The next we have is videos. And in Command, we do have the ability to make videos. There's a couple different pre-made videos here. So if you want to maybe have an intro or an outro for your videos that you've created, you can upload that here to add to your videos, or any other video elements, you can add those here. Pretty simple. And then the last item we have is files. And again, this can be any type of files that you want to upload. Maybe it's a piece of previously created marketing material or anything. You can put it here, organize it in a folder, any which way that you want. Any questions on going through the assets and setting those up before you actually jump into creating any marketing material? All right, perfect. So to the left of assets, we have My Designs. This is going to be where you can go and access all of your previously created designs. So when we clicked on the designs applet in command, it showed us a preview of all those designs. Here is another place where I can find all those as well. We'll talk a little bit more through this at the end of the training today. To the left of designs is images. So if I want to go through and search for images, so like a stock image, I can do that here. So we do have access to Shutterstock. So we have, you can get some free images. You also have the ability to pay for a specific stock image that if you wanted to use. So you can just scroll through here and you can search. So this is a new addition to designs in the last couple months. And then templates. So templates is where we're going to spend most of our time. And probably where you're going to spend most of your time when you were actually in designs. And on the left-hand side, we have a menu of all different types of templates. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with Canva or Photoshop. To me, designs is kind of a hybrid of Photoshop and Canva. It's still pretty user-friendly, but it's takes a little bit more finesse than using Canva, but it's so much easier than Photoshop. The idea here is with designs and all of these templates that KWRI has created for us is that you can come in and have that professional looking marketing material already created for you. All you have to do is personalize it. So we have this list of template types. So the first one here is K-Score. So that's the Keller Williams School of Real Estate. So if you want to advertise or market that we have the Keller Williams School of Real Estate as a means to potentially attract talent and build your downline, you can click through here and see all the different types of templates of pre-made content here. Below that, we have listings. Now you can see all different types of templates have been created. So coming soon. So if you want to go ahead and start marketing that you have a coming soon listing, these are all the different coming soon templates that are already made for us. Now you'll notice up here, it says coming soon, and then it has all selected. And then we have these 3 different sizes. So social stories, social square, and social wide. These are going to be the same creative images, just set up in different sizes and different formats. So if I know I want to share this across my Facebook and Instagram stories, I can click social stories, and then these templates are going to be designed to be shared in that story function. But if I know I want to share this on Facebook, I'll click on social wide, and now it's going to show me all of these templates, but formatted for Facebook. So as we go through all the different template types on the left-hand side, it's going to have different sizes. So that way you can pick which one works best for you. Again, we have for sale over here. So if you have something for sale, just listed, tons of different options, open house, spring selling season, if this is something you want to use to market yourself, under contract. So if you were just able to get something under contract, here's a great way to celebrate that. We also have, here we have buyer. So we have Keller Mortgage. So if you want to leverage Keller Mortgage as a means to potentially get a buyer and talk to them about the benefits of using Keller Mortgage and the savings it can provide. It's another tool in your tool belt. We have neighborhood snaps. I'm going to go through neighborhood snaps in detail in just a few minutes because this is one of my favorite features within designs, but this allows you to add real-time or updated market stats about any neighborhood that you may be farming or working in. We have our lead generation here. So a bunch of different options. So client love, if you just want to create a piece of marketing material to show some client love, some client testimonials. So if you got a really great testimonial and you want to share that out so that way people in your sphere can see what others are saying, you could use this here. event invitations, home value, inspiration, KW app. Here's one that's really cool. It's a personally branded zine. So once a quarter, KWRI puts out a personalized magazine that we can go through and update, and we can share that with our sphere. And again, just positions us as a go-to market expert. And we have the ability to personalize it so it looks like something that we created on our own. The next type is business basics. So here you can, if you want an email signature, there's a couple different templates here that you can use. And then social branding. So if you need a header image for your Facebook business page or Twitter or whatnot, here you go. We have Twitter covers, LinkedIn covers, and Facebook covers. Below that is leadership. So that is something that I have as a part of the office staff. Below that, we have holidays. And this is really helpful. So that way you can share seasonally relevant content with your sphere that's not necessarily real estate focused, but still just lets them know that, hey, I have similar interests and I'm here to celebrate holidays and different moments throughout the year. And they're organized by month. So here we are in June. So I could click on June and it's going to show me all the different types of holidays that we celebrate in June. So here we have summer solstice, we have some pride things, first day of summer, and then Juneteenth. So just different holidays that we can celebrate in that month. Oh, here's Father's Day as well. So scroll down, there's a ton of them. And again, we have all the different sizes over here. If you want to go ahead and get your July holidays set up, you can do that here. So we have 4th of July, Canada Day. I don't know how to pronounce that, and I don't want to be rude. But here's some additional holidays. And what you could do is say, all right, I know I'm going to be busy on the 4th of July. I can go ahead and get my 4th of July posts ready, and I can set them in command through campaigns. And that way I can go celebrate 4th of July with my family and friends and do whatever it is I want to do and still have that touch with my database, wishing them a happy 4th of July or Canada Day or whatever other holidays. And you can do the same throughout the rest of the year. It's just a fun touch to kind of just to connect with your database. The next is professional services. So here, if you have Lux listing, so available just some additional items here. Below that is luxury, and this is fairly new within the last year at KW. In the past, to have access to any of the luxury images, you had to be a part of Live Luxury. Now, since so many agents are selling luxury, especially with appreciation as it is, a lot of homes now are considered luxury. So everyone has access to luxury images. So to do that, just come here to luxury. You can have for sale, just listed, and you can come find a template that works best for you and what you like and what really connects with the home that you're selling. And then the last down here, we have collections. So pivot, shift ahead. So this is something that came out back when COVID first hit. So just a couple different things here, some interesting infographics that you could share. And then at the bottom, we have new designs. So these most often are going to be the holiday ones, but you can find those in their specific months as well. Any questions about the types of templates that we have over here on the left that are created for us?
This is Nina. So all of these templates, we're already approved to use them. There's no other special permission needed. We can leverage them via our social media as long as we follow the appropriate guidelines.
That is 100% correct. Everything that is here within command, you have 100% right to use it, post it anywhere you want. To your point, you still need to be GRET compliant. So you do want to pay attention for that because Each state has its own different rules and regulations. So the images in here will not be GREC compliant necessarily, but we do have the ability to make it GREC compliant in here before we do share it. So now that we've gone through all the different templates that we have access to, let's actually start creating a template. So let's get started by working with listings. So let's come here, come to listings. I want to do a just listed because I have a listing that just went live. No, just pretend I had a list that just went live. And I want to create a social why because I want to share this on my Facebook. So here are a couple different templates that I have. Let's see one that I like, I think is visually interesting. Let's just use this one here. I don't think I've used this one. So I'm going to click the use button. And now I'm going to be in the editor. Down here in the bottom, it gives me this quick overview. It lets me know the pages menu has moved to the right side of the editor. Click here to open the new pages. And so it shows me I have page 101. That will come in handy with things like a buyer's presentation or listing presentation. All right. So before I do anything in updating this design, I want to come up here and I want to rename this. So let's name this training 66 just listed. All right. So from here, now we can just start updating our information. So I'm going to get started by clicking on this background image. I need to update the image of my listed property. I have two options for how I can do that. I could come over here to images and I could click add and I could upload an image if I have it on my desktop, or I can come over here to KWLS. KWLS is the KW listing service, and this is tied in directly to every MLS across the country. So remember when we were first getting started in designs, it had that little checkbox where we were selecting the type of design we wanted to create, and it said import images and information from a listing. And I said, well, we'll still have access to all that same information. This is how we would access it here through KWLS. Does anyone have a listing that we could use as an example for today? All right, no worries. So I'm just going to use search by listing agent. So I saw Lauren Kermani this morning, so I'm going to search for her. Don't see anything there. Actually, I saw, let's see, let's do Michael Bunch. What? Must be doing something incorrectly here. Whatever. All right, we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4 Main Street. Let's see what comes up. Goodness, tough crowd today. Oh, listing address. Okay, let's find. So let's go through here. Perfect. Here we have all of the different listings. Now, you could go through and type in, you know, the city and the state and whatnot to get more specific, but since I'm just doing Main Street, I'm just going to select this listing here. So I can click on this listing and click select. And now it's going to pull up all of the photos from that listing. So I can scroll through all the different photos here. So I could pick which photo I would like to use, as well as all of the listing details. So this is going to be really helpful. So that way I don't have to click back and forth between FMLS and command. I have all the information right here. So I want to go to my photos. I want to select the photo that I have here. So I have it double checked. And then I want to use, so let me just go through here. Let's find the image that I really like. see how this one looks. When I'm roll my mouse over the image, I have three different options. I have the plus sign to add the image. I have the replace image, which to me looks like a little recycling icon, or use as a background. I'm going to click replace image and then click done. Oh, let's do this again. There we go. So you just use as background. That doesn't look great since the text box here covers up half the house. So let's use this. Use as background. Maybe we can reposition it. So maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, but here we go. Now that I've updated the image of the actual listing, I can come over here and update the information about this listing. So I come to listing details. And then, so I just click on the text box of where I want to update the text. I have two options on how I can update text. I can double click within that text box, or when you click on a text, this toolbar will appear with all these different options. So you can change the font color, the font, but here's this icon called typewriter. I prefer to update the text this way. So if I click on the typewriter, this little window pops up here and I can easily update the text. It just makes it a lot easier, in my opinion, versus having to deal with the fonts and different colors and whatnot. So I can click Save Changes. There we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do the same thing for Heather Lane. So I'll click on the text and then typewriter, and I'm going to do Main Street. And we are listed here at $460,000. So pretty easy to update there. Save changes. Now let's get into some more specifics. We are 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So let's edit this text here. There are 2 bathrooms. How many square feet? We are 1,686 square feet, and we were built in 1905. Click Save Changes. So now I've updated all the information about this specific property. The next thing I need to do is I need to update the Kwfa logo. So I can click here on where it says DBA name. And now it's going to pull up all of those logos that I've uploaded because this is tagged as a logo. So it lets me know, oh, I actually need to use the First Atlanta logo. So I have my different options here. Let's see how this one looks with the red KW. I'm going to click to replace. And then I can come over here and just format it to fit so it looks nice. And now I've gone through and I have updated everything on this listing. Now, you do have the ability, if I wanted to, I can add in a bunch of text. So I can put, listed by my name. So if I wanted to do that, I can come over here to text. Here, I'm going to click on my assets. And then here's a list of all of those text boxes that I added or had in my assets. So I can come here, I can click on my name and just adds that text box right here in the middle. I can come up here, I can select the different fonts that I have. So I can, my library fonts, I have my folders of fonts. Where is the one that I added? Bayon right here. So this is the one that I added earlier. So it's right there. I can change the font size. Nope. Highlight that. Let's do go. We can change the font color by coming over here to the fill color. And now I have my library colors, main palette, but then here's the one that I created today for training workspace. And here are all those colors, so I can just easily select, let's do this purple one. And now I have my name, and I can just add that over here. And I could do the same thing with my phone number, which should be over here as well. Here we go. Go back over here, change the phone number, change the color. And let's see. Do we have the office phone number on here? We do not, so I could, just for time's sake, I'm not going to add the office phone number, but to be rec compliant, I would want to add the office phone number. So you can see that is how easy it is to update one of these templates. If I really wanted to, I could go through and make all sorts of changes and additions, but I'm not a very creative person, so I like to just take the template as it's made and make those quick updates. Any questions on this specific template before we jump into another one? Anything that I've done here, anything I could show you again? All right, so I am done here. So I'm going to click File, Save. And I'm going to click Home because I want to go back to all the different templates that I have access to. I'm going to click Templates. All right. So the next thing I want to show you is a market snap. And this is, in my opinion, one of the coolest features within Command. So it's under here in Listings, and it's also in the buyer section, market neighborhood snaps. Sorry, neighborhood snaps. It's going to be the same thing, either place that you click on it. So I'm going to use neighborhood snaps here. And this is a way that you can position yourself as that neighborhood expert amongst your sphere. So if there's a specific part of town that you want to farm, or let's say maybe every Thursday you post another neighborhood snap about a different part of town. That way people in your area can say, oh, wow, Nick really knows Sandy Springs. He knows Horseshoe Bend. He knows, Forest Hills, all these different neighborhoods around town. So I want to do, let's do social wide. So this is something I want to share on Facebook, but I could do, social square the same. Doesn't matter. So let's just do social wide. And then let's select. All right, we'll just use this one, this one here. Click use. All right, so let's skip this. Perfect. So here we have our Barton Hills, which is just a placeholder, but I want to update this information over here. But you'll notice when I click on it, it's just an image. I don't have the ability to go through and edit each specific piece of information, which is good because nor do I have the time to go through and search Barton Hills neighborhood and update each piece of information. So what I want to do here is I'm going to select the neighborhood snap. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on the KWLS, the Keller Williams Listing Service. This is the same place we just went a couple minutes ago to get our listing information. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and click on snapshots. And I am going to search for my neighborhood. Now, I do want to be clear here that this is going to be about a specific neighborhood and not a city as a whole. So I think I did just say a minute ago, like Sandy Springs, and that's too big of an area. This is going to be about specific neighborhoods or subdivisions. The way that the neighborhoods are set up and the boundaries for the neighborhoods come directly from Nextdoor. So KWRI has partnered with Nextdoor and has taken the boundaries of neighborhoods that have been set by the members of Nextdoor and overlay that on top of MLS data. I do also want to clarify that this information is likely not going to be 100% accurate or 100% the same as if you were to pull a CMA for that neighborhood. The idea is that this is a conversation starter. You were able to use this to say, hey, I'm an expert in what's going on in this neighborhood. Here's some quick information that you, as a homeowner there, can know what's going on in your neighborhood, or if you're interested in this neighborhood, kind of know what's happening. So I'm going to start by updating the Barton Hills information. So I am going to select Forest Hills, Smyrna, Georgia. So this is where I used to live. So I can click, see here we have Forest Hills, Smyrna. And there's a bunch of different neighborhoods nearby within Smyrna. But I'm going to click on Forest Hills, Smyrna. Give that a second to load, and it's pulling up the different snapshots for the Forest Hills neighborhood. Now it has a couple different sizes. So this is going to be our rectangle here. This is just our map. And then here is our vertical image. Now what I'm going to want to do is click on the replace image. There we go. Now it has updated that market or that neighborhood snap. So everything about Forest Hills. So we have our average list price, average sold price. Now this is quite a discrepancy between list price and sold price. That is because there is a handful of new construction homes in that neighborhood. Total active, total pending. Again, that's why I say this is more of a conversation starter, because average days on market here is 108. And we know that in this market, things are not staying on the market for that long. This probably is inflated due to new construction in the neighborhood. So I have my market stop there. I can come over here to house hunting in Barton Hills, and I want to update that to say house hunting in Forest Hills. So I click on the text, click typewriter, and I just want to update Forest Hills, save changes. Again, if I wanted to change the color, I could do that. I can change the font. Go through here. I can search for any of the fonts that I want. All right. I have my logo over here. So I'm going to click on the logo. It's going to pull up all the different logo options that I have. And I am going to select, no, let's not use that one. Let's see, let's use this one. All right, let's try this one. Here we go. I will need to re-upload a gray version of the logo with the transparent background. Just make that a little bit bigger. And then the last thing I want to do here is these homes here in this image don't really match the types of homes in Forest Hills. Not a big deal. Let's update this image of the home. So I have a couple different options of what I can do. I'm going to click on the image, and then I'm going to come over to the images icon on the far left, and I can click stock. And then again, I can search through all of those stock images that I have access to through Shutterstock. I can click here on Workspace. And here are a bunch of different folders of types of homes or types of images that I can use. And I have full copyright permissions to use. So I can use, let's do neighborhoods. So I'm going to click on neighborhoods. And then here are a bunch of different images. See if there's any that really, speak to me about this neighborhood. This is more about kind of lifestyle information, so I don't really want to use that. So let's go back. Let's go to house exteriors. And let's find. And this looks like a nice, cute little craftsman. So I'll click replace image. If I want to reposition it, I can double click on it. Click done. And then I can rename this Forest Hills Snap. So now I've gone through and I can post this on Facebook, on my business page, on my personal page, and people will be like, oh, wow, Nick really knows what's going on in the Forest Hills neighborhood. I can do this for all different types of neighborhoods. Brookhaven, I think there's a historic Brookhaven neighborhood, especially when you get out into the suburbs where there are more subdivisions. They're definitely much easier to find those specific neighborhoods. If I want to share this, I can come up here, I can click on this share icon, and I can share it directly to Facebook or any of the social media platforms here, or I can use this link. I would recommend downloading. So if you click on download, it's going to give you different option types. So I can download as a JPEG, PDF, video if it were video, and just download that. And then I could upload it to my Facebook or any other social platform I wanted to use. Any questions on the neighborhood snap or anything that we just went through? All right. So now that we've done that, I'm going to click home. I'm just going to click on templates. So the last thing I want to show you is how to start and create your own image from scratch. So we have all these templates here, but you know what, like I'm going through here, I'm not really seeing anything that I'm inspired by or that I really want to use. So I'm going to come here to my designs. And as I mentioned earlier here, I can find all the previous designs that I've worked with. But I have the ability to start from blank. So I could select a format size and just start from scratch. Another cool feature is that I could import a PDF file. So if I have a PDF of another piece of marketing material that I want to use, I can upload that PDF and designs will be able to take that apart. So I can edit the text and images and whatnot. A caveat with that is you have to make sure that you have copyright permission to use that because you don't want to get in trouble, because that can be tens of thousands of dollars in fines. So to get started with creating your own from scratch, you can click here, start from blank, click start. It gives me the ability to go down and select all the different sizes that I want. So door hangers, Facebook, covers, flyers, all sorts of fun things here. Pick whichever one you want, or you can click custom size. So I'm going to select custom size, and then I can select the width and height here. So this morning, I'm going to do width, let's do 300 and height by 300. The reason I'm doing this is because within your marketing profile, it asks for a logo image or a headshot image that is 300 by 300. So this is just an easy way to kill two birds with one stone with how to create a custom image, as well as showing you how to create a logo within those size parameters. So we have our width and height, and then click create. So now I have my square image. And now I want to add my logo here. So I can come over to logos and I can add my Keller Williams First Atlanta logo. And I can just drag this to fit. So now I have this square image, and I could say KWFA logo 300 by 300. So that is an easy way to start and create your own file. You also have access to all the same images, the workplace images of homes, holiday exteriors, all that stuff, KWLS, elements, text, all of that fun stuff. So you can go through and create anything that you want. Let's see, let's look at shapes. If you wanted to add in shapes, all sorts of fun, silly little things here, drawing. So you really have the ability to go and get pretty creative in here, spend some time playing around in designs. What questions do you have for me this morning on anything that we talked through? We've gone through getting started in Command, how to create a new design, updating our assets and our logos, looking through the different templates, and then creating a just listed, a neighborhood snapshot, as well as creating our own from a blank image. Anything I can show you again? Questions, answer, anything to clarify for you this morning?
I don't have any questions, but this was very helpful. I really appreciate it.
Well, you are very welcome. If any questions come up as you start to play around in designs, please don't hesitate to reach out. Happy to help. Have a great rest of your Monday and a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.